Welcome back to Half the Battle. I'm your host as always, Daniel Levi, and joining me now is bantamweight prospect Cole Ferrell. Cole, welcome back to Half the Battle.
It's good to be back, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, it's my pleasure. You know, last time we spoke, you were just about to make your pro debut. Since that point, you're 3-0, 3 first-round finishes. You're one of the top prospects in the bantamweight division. I mean, how's everything been going for you?
Man, everything's been great. I can't complain. Every day that I'm alive is a blessing. Everything's been good. Last time I spoke to you, I believe, it was a few weeks before November 5th. And that's when I went pro last year, 2016. I knew I was going to finish that fight in the first round. I knew that was the beginning of something great for me. And I've been basically steamrolling these guys ever since my debut. Had a few guys back out here and there, but it's all good, man. I'm still trucking along.
Oh, man, well, people backing out, that's part of the fight game because, I mean, you listen to a guy like Cain Velasquez, and he'll tell you about times in his early pro career when people would back out the day of the fight. You know what I'm saying, Cole? They see him at the weigh-ins, then they don't want none.
It's ridiculous, man, and I've experienced similar situations myself. I'm a firm believer in things happening for a reason. I'm looking to get back in the cage within the next 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and I'm currently talking to a few promoters, and hopefully something comes my way soon.
Talk to me about what Valor Fights have been doing for you, because I noticed that they saw what I see, and, you know, that's a very talented, well-spoken individual in yourself, and I noticed they got you in their promos. You know, they're really trying to build you up. They think you could be one of their guys to take things to the next level. How do you feel about the way they've been promoting you?
Man, Valor is awesome. Tim Loy is probably one of the best promoters in the universe. He gave me my shot on my pro debut when other promoters were looking the other way and just kind of like, have a few Miami fights, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking in my head, fuck you, like I'm ready. And finally I met Tim Loy, man, and everything's just been up from there. After my pro debut, I got more exposure. After my second pro fight with him, more exposure, and the third one, so on and so forth. I was on a 4-fight deal with him after my second pro fight. So my third pro fight was the beginning of that 4-fight deal, and there were just complications with getting me an opponent for July 22nd in Rome, and I'm not the guy to wait around. Like, I love Valor to death. And I plan on fighting for them in the next few months. But I just can't be signed to one promotion and owned by one promotion, and because that's going to set me back, considering how active I'm trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no one else that's as active as me besides one of my training partners, and that's it.
I know you're talking about our good friend Devontae Sewell.
Yeah, my buddy, the Grinder, man. He's like a brother to me. So, yeah, other than him, man, I mean, there's no one else more active than me. I'm planning on fighting for Valor probably again, November, December. Right now, I'm just trying to find something for August because I just can't sit around and twiddle my fucking thumbs, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%, man. You definitely deserve a fight very, very soon. Now, you're a guy, Cole, that has overcome a lot of adversity, not just, you know, in your amateur career, but in your personal life. But you knew exactly the right time to turn pro, and obviously the results are speaking for themselves. So if you had to give advice to an upcoming fighter, an amateur fighter, about when's the right time to go pro, I mean, what would you tell them, man?
Man, I would love to say go with your gut and go pro when you believe the time is ready. But at the same time, try to have good people around you. Try to have knowledgeable people around you who know what the fuck they're talking about. And don't rush anything. Just feel the moment and feel the time was right. And have reasons behind it. My reasons behind why I felt that way is because I was waxing pros at 45, 35, and 25 in the gym every day, no matter what gym I fucking went to. You know, and I knew, I'm like, I'm tired of this, man. Like, I'm about to be, I was 23 years old when I went in November, and I should have went pro when I was like 19 or 20. You know, I had my Miami debut in 2011 in March, and I just started bullshitting, man. I just let partying and fist fighting and females and smoking weed and all of that shit kind of interfere with me. So to answer your question, bro, if I had to give advice to an up-and-coming Annie, man, just if this shit is real to you, if this is really what you want to do, and you're not just doing it for social media and just so people know you're a fucking cage fighter, if this is what you really want to fucking do, then give it your all. Sacrifice partying, sacrifice chasing females everywhere you go, sacrifice drinking and smoking every single chance you get. And if you want to do shit like that, just prioritize it. You know what I mean? Just prioritize it. And if mixed martial arts is real to you, and you respect this sport, then you got to treat it with respect. Because if you don't, it will fucking backfire. Trust me. So yeah, man, I would tell an AMI fighter, just feel the moment, and if you really want this shit, you got to give it your all.
Now, I know you got a long way to go in your career, but still, man, what's it like being a professional fighter at such a young age?
Man, it's absolutely amazing. See, this is one thing that I've always known, is that time is underrated. And, you know, I'm 24 right now. At 26, it's going to be completely different. I mean, every year and month counts. And I'm a person who does not want to live life with regrets. And due to the fact I'm 24 and already have regrets that I dragged out a 5-year AMI career fighting twice a year, once a year, you know, that regret alone kills me that I cannot grab that time and bring it back into my life. So I feed off of that small regret already. And I know I'm still young, but I see these 18-year-old kids going pro and these up-and-coming kids that have been training MMA since age 10 nowadays, and it's just like, that is what keeps me going. That is what keeps that flame underneath my ass. And being young and successful as a pro is everything to me, because a lot of people told me I wouldn't do this growing up. My mom's husband, my stepdad, told me I would never do this shit growing up, told me I would never make it. You know, and I don't like him. I texted him the other day. I was like, yo, you know, you were fucking wrong, dude. Your hate fueled me. So look at me now. You know, so I fueled off like a bunch of negativity. Like, you know, MMA is not really a poverty sport, bro. Like, you got to have money for each discipline, unless you just find a really good MMA gym that throws it all in there. So me growing up, man, it was really hard for me to train and pay dues. And I just had a bunch of good people throughout all the gyms I've been at help me out, man. I mean, I started off training in Brunswick, Georgia, went to Valdosta, trained there, Savannah, and now I'm here in Atlanta, man. So being young and successful is everything to me, man, because so many people told me I couldn't. And I just feel like I'm still a little bit behind, and I'm trying to catch up, because, like, I posted yesterday, you know, the UFC bantamweight champion, Cody, he's an amazing fighter, but he's not a better fighter than me. Like, I think I hit a little bit harder, if not as hard, and then I'm just better in every other aspect. I'm more crafty, and I can't even describe it, man. I'm just a better fighter, and it kills me when I wake up every day and I know I'm the best in the world, literally, but, like, very few people know it. And that's what keeps me going, is that I want people to fucking know who I am, you know? Some people don't care, but I want people to know who Cole Ferrell is.
Well, I mean, you need to have that strong belief if you want to make it to the top. There's no two ways about it. So obviously it's very imperative that you do carry that with you every day. Now, let me ask you this, man. For other people that might have dreams, not necessarily fighters, what would you tell them about using, their haters as motivators? Because you mentioned how your stepdad said, oh, yeah, right, buddy, you ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But then look where you are now. So for other people, they might have people in their lives telling them, like, no, you can't do this, you can't be that. And it might even be people in their immediate families. What would you tell them about, look, just, be yourself and don't worry about what other people are saying?
Well, I would tell anyone going through adversity or negativity from a family member, a friend, or a hater, my advice would be that you have two options. You do not have 3, 4, or 5. You have two fucking options. You can let the negativity and adversity cripple you and paralyze you and bury you, or you can let it motivate you and fuel you and make you want to succeed even more. So it's either going to paralyze you or motivate you. You have an option. Everyone has an option. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen wasted potential just fade away due to people allowing negativity to get the best of them. And if you have someone telling you that you can't, or even if they're not being an ass about it, even if they're trying to persuade you to go a different route from what your heart wants in life, whether it's a doctor, lawyer, baker, fucking chef, golf, football, any sport, military, whatever you want to do in life, and if there's someone telling you otherwise, let it fuel you. If it's someone who loves you and isn't doing it out of spite, still show them otherwise. So yeah, man, you can let it bury you and cripple you, or you can let it just fuel you. And every time my stepdad, would talk shit about the sport and tell me I'll be brain dead and tell me I'll never do it, because I took a few L's as an Ammy, and I cannot tell you how much I felt his. It was subliminal. It wasn't like he said it, straight up. But I could just tell he loved to see me lose. And it's weird, man. You just have people in life who feed off of your failure, and that's just the way the world works. It's just the nature of the beast. Some people will prey on your downfall, and they will feed off of your failure. And knowing that is what keeps me going. So, yeah, man, I know I can drag an answer out, bro, but to sum it all up, you can either let it get the best of you or make you want to do something with yourself. And I would tell people to just make it make you want to be a better person, and let it motivate you, and don't let it get the best of you.
No, it's an absolutely phenomenal answer, and I really hope that people listening, take that to heart, because it's important. Now, Cole, I know you're a guy that visualizes your career, your future, and right now, like we said earlier, you're 3-0, 3 first-round finishes. So when you visualize your career, man, how far away are you from that UFC debut?
I'm very far. That's a very good question, because recently with this whole Contender Series thing, it's giving fighters another I don't want to say quick, it's giving fighters a better, more efficient pathway to the UFC rather than auditioning for the Ultimate Fighter, waiting for the season, the finale. I mean, so the UFC, and then you got looking for a fight, on YouTube. I mean, so I love what Dana White and the new owners are doing as far as taking in new talent. Now, my answer to your question would be different if I didn't state all of the things I just stated that the UFC is doing. So with all this going on, man, I do give it a year and a half, give it 18 months maximum, okay? I give it a maximum of 18 months from this conversation right now. I'm a realistic guy. I'd love to say a year, but 18 months from right now, I'll have my UFC debut, or I'll become a castmate on The Ultimate Fighter. One of the two. But I even if I have to, make a few appearances in Bellator or something, World Series of Fighting, M1 Global, Ryzen, if that's how you pronounce it in Japan. Man, just so many awesome promotions I'd love to fight for as well on my way to the UFC. That's another reason I do this sport. I'm a Southern Georgia boy through and through. Been on a plane once, never seen snow, been stuck in Georgia my whole life. So mixed martial arts is a sport that will allow you to travel and meet people and experience different cultures. And I plan on doing that on my journey to the UFC, man. With me being 3-0, I'll tell you right now on this recorded interview, I will end the year at a maximum of 7-0 or a minimum of 6-0. It just depends on how these guys are acting, how scared they are. But I will end the year 6-0 or 7-0, hopefully with all first-round finishes. But I know I'm ending the year undefeated. So the UFC debut is soon, bro. It's a lot sooner than people think.
Yes, sir. Well, Cole, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me right here, right now on Half the Battle. It's always a pleasure, man. Let the audience know where they can follow you on social media and anything else you want to tell the fans. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Instagram people. Very simple. It's Cole Ferrell MMA. ColeFerrellMMA. That's my IG page. Let's see, Facebook, Cole Ferrell MMA as well. Like my fan page. Snapchat is just Q Cole F. And damn it, man, me and you have talked about it Twitter, I think maybe 1 million times, and I have still not got around to it. And Twitter's only getting bigger and giving fighters more exposure as well. So I got to get around to that. That's all my social media. Other than that, man, I just want to let people know that I've been through more than what the average person has. We all have adversities, and we all have to overcome things in life. But there are very few human beings like me. Man, if I were 20 pounds more naturally, I would feel confident enough to beat my idol, Conor McGregor, right now in the parking lot I'm talking to you on, walking around doing this interview. But I'm not that big, and he's the man, so he would kill me right now. I'm just too small. But that's the confidence I have. I'm different. You guys who are listening to this, just remember this interview at 3-0, and just keep up with them as they continue to come in as I advance as a pro. And Daniel, bro, I can't thank you enough for having me. You're one of the best guys that's ever interviewed me, and I love your show, bro.
Hey, thanks so much, Cole, and best of luck in the next step, man.
Thank you, brother. Take it easy.